front of her face. Okay. All right. Mom, are you recording? Okay, you're recording. Good. I'm glad you got me ranting about Pepper. So for those who don't know me, and also the name is right there. My name is Sophia Payne, and my co-host is right below me. I don't know where she is on your screen, but is
Lindsay.
I should have just said your name. Sorry. But we are talking about all things sleep. Okay, so that's not going to just entail like how to close your eyes. Okay, it's gonna be pretty extensive into other areas of our days, of our lives, and some things that we can take and do on a regular basis to help get better quality sleep. So that's kind of what we're gonna be talking about. So talking about the importance of sleep, what could be hindering you getting quality sleep, and then ways that you can get better sleep. So really taking it from not great to awesome, okay? So just to get started, because we love a little interaction time in the beginning to kind of get everybody comfortable, there is the reaction button at the bottom. You can give me a little clapping emoji or heart emoji or celebration emoji, even though we're talking about sleep. So like maybe keep it like chill vibes only. And so, oh my gosh. So anyway, I'm going to ask a few questions. If this applies to you, give me that reaction, give me a hand raise, give me a thumbs up, give me a sad face, whatever you want to do. Okay, so raise your hand if you struggle to fall asleep, if that is the struggle bus, if falling asleep is really hard for you. Okay, we got some people. Give me a reaction if you struggle to stay asleep. So falling asleep might not be so hard, but staying asleep, you wake up multiple times in the night, or you don't really get deep sleep. Let's see, give me a hand raise if you wake up tired. You're instantly on the wrong side of the bed. You're instantly like dreaming about when you get to come back to your bed. You're just tired, okay? And then give me a hand raise if you feel low on energy throughout the day. So you never really feel awake, you never really feel like up, that kind of thing, okay? Okay, so that's kind of, we're all in some sort of category there, okay? Everyone reacted in some way, so we are in good company. We also have a lot of people on here who regularly use supplements and oils. So what we're going to talk about today is not a guarantee to have perfect sleep. What we're going to be talking about today is how to read your body well, how to, be able to kind of see what's going on in your life, that kind of stuff, so that you can utilize the correct things. Oh, sorry, I saw the comment. So you can utilize the correct things for your body. So Lindsay's going to kind of talk a little bit about what the importance of, like, why sleep is so important.
So your sleep affects literally everything in your body. Obviously, your body needs sleep it's just how you're created. We all need sleep. And it affects our immune system. So the more sleep we get, the more consistent sleep, the amount of sleep definitely can support your immune system or hurt your immune system. It also affects your emotions, which we all could use a little extra support there. Personal experience. It can affect your productivity at work or just during the day, whatever. And it can also affect your stress, which, hello, 2020, we need to work on stress. It can also affect your digestion. I haven't talked in a long time. Your digestion, your metabolism, and your weight. It can help or hurt weight management. It also affects inflammation, which is like so important, and then your energy levels. So it doesn't just affect your energy, which a lot of us might think of if we don't know a lot about sleep, but it affects all those parts of your body. So Sophie's gonna pick it up with hindrances.
So we actually scheduled this class intentionally. We wanted it to be a couple weeks after daylight savings, because that just always like shifts your routine and kind of just makes everything really wonky and stuff like that. But we also scheduled it I can't remember if it was intentionally or not intentionally after the election, because this first one really hits it. Okay, so a sleep hindrance is stress. And I feel like a lot of us, basically the entire country last week, no matter which way it swung, we were just stressed out. Like we were just stressed, and there wasn't a lot of reprieve. And so when you have that much and you have just normal life hitting you, so like maybe work is really crazy, maybe family stuff, maybe kid stuff, maybe, just random other things, is kind of an overload. And so if you didn't get a whole lot of sleep last week, welcome to one of the biggest hindrances to sleep, stress. Okay, so recognizing that that is a hindrance is powerful on your part, because you can kind of work on that and make that, something more manageable. And we'll talk about that in a little bit, but that is the biggest hindrance. So if anybody is like, I'm dying right now, like I am so tired, I have not been getting great sleep, well, we had a crappy week as a country. We just had a crappy week. So recognizing that massive hindrance. Pain and or restlessness, that can be a really big hindrance, because you're tossing and turning, you're uncomfortable, you're feeling that pain in your back and your neck, whatever it is. What we eat or drink. So a lot of people are like, oh, this many hours before you sleep, don't do this, that, and the other. And really our bodies take what we do to it all day, every day, and allows that to affect our sleep in a positive or negative way. So considering, instead of having a high sugary like coffee drink, maybe doing coffee with, better for our blood sugar sweeteners. That kind of thing, even if that's in the morning, because that will have an impact on your sleep later on. So it's not just, I didn't have coffee at 5 p.m., go me. It's what am I doing with my coffee in the day, that kind of stuff. So what we eat or drink can be a huge hindrance. And then just a poor sleep environment. We all know, like, not to be on our phones before bed, and yet we all are on our phones before bed. We all know not to watch TV right before we fall asleep, and yet we do. Or we have like a TV in our room, and that's just not good. Like, we all know, like, or maybe some of us really like to have a really dark room, and yet there's like all these different bright things going on, like alarm clocks, and even like our diffuser, if we have the light on or something like that. No, or it's a really hot house and we sleep better in cold. Like, you just have a poor sleep environment and you're getting woken up and you're all these different things, that's just not going to allow for quality sleep. So you're going to wake up tired, you're going to wake up multiple times a night, you're going to struggle to fall asleep. All those things that I asked you guys in the beginning, like, are going to hit you because of that. So Lindsay is going to talk about some oils that can help us get that better sleep.
So I don't know about you guys. I know a lot of you guys on here are already with Young Living. I don't know. When I first started diffusing at night, I didn't realize I had sleep issues until I diffused. And then I was like, well, this is what sleep is supposed to feel like. That's literally my story. And the oils that came in my premium starter kit at the time, that I use and I literally still use to this day. My favorite sleep blend is lavender, stress away, and copaiba. Copaiba isn't in the starter kit anymore, but it's a number one of my very favorite oils. So I highly recommend it if you don't have it. But those three oils together, literally, I sleepwalk when I'm stressed. And I just thought that was normal. Like, I mean, it's weird, but like, I'm stressed out, so I sleepwalk and like have really vivid dreams and like wake up thinking like I'm at work, those kind of things. And literally those three oils knocked out my sleepwalking, and it's crazy. Yeah, Sophie can attest to the sleep talking. She was my roommate in college, and yeah, it was rough. And I also used to struggle with waking up, like literally, like things were thrown at me in college to wake me up because I would sleep through my alarm clocks, like so bad. And that has stopped too, which, sorry, Sophie. If only we had oils before. But anyway, back to the oils. So lavender, stress away, copaiba, my all-time favorites. Frankincense and peace and calming are also really good. There are literally so many oils for sleep, and it is really good to alternate, not necessarily do the same all the time. But again, my three favorites, I will not run out of these three. And yeah, they're amazing. So those are what come in the starter kit. Valor also is really good for that. Pretty much anything like for emotional support is also going to be really good for sleep support. And those are what come in the premium starter kit, except Copaiba. But then some other oils that aren't in the starter kit: Gentle Baby, Roman Chamomile, Vetiver, Sacred Frankincense, and also valerian is a good one. But there are these beautiful things that Sophie was holding up. The pre-made rollers straight from Young Living, no DIY necessary. These are amazing. So this is Rutavala. It's literally, I know Sophie could tell you so many things about Rutavala. It is literally the greatest oil for sleep ever. This is like my husband and I roll this on our big toes on the weekends so we can like get the good sleep on the weekends. And Tranquil is another really, really good one for sleep. I don't know, Sophie, do you want to tell everybody about your Rutavala story, or
Yes.
do you want me to?
No, I will gladly share it. So, for about a decade, I got poor sleep, and I'm talking if I got half the hours that I slept were quality. So the if I slept 12 hours, I got 6. I mean, it was awful. Like, and so typically a night of sleep would be 3 to 4 hours of sleep for me. For a decade, like it was really bad, and I was really struggling. And I was just a few months into using essential oils, and my mom, through the Essential Rewards program, got Rutavala for free, I believe is how it worked. But regardless, she gave me a bottle, and she was like, "Hey, I heard this helps with sleep." And I had tried things for almost 6 months at that point. Even before I had gotten my starter kit, my mom, had given me a few oils to try here and there, and nothing had really like kind of taken me from that 3 to 4 to increase. But there were ones that helped me fall asleep, so that was a huge, deal, like whatever. But it hadn't really kept that longevity going. And she was like, "I heard, put this on, whatever," and it's really flat, like floral, and I don't like smelling really floral things when I'm trying to fall asleep. And so I put it on my foot, and then later found out on your big toe is actually the best place to put it. But I put it on my feet. And the next day, mom was like, "How'd you sleep? Whatever." And I was like, "Oh, I slept fine, no big deal." Well, I looked on my Fitbit app because that's what would tell me I only got like 3 to 4 hours of sleep. And I said I got 7.5. And I was like, I haven't seen that number in years. And so I was like, holy cow. So I, used it for the next few nights, just hoping that it was like, going to change things, whatever. And I remember walking through my office, and I was kind of going, holy cow, like this is what it feels like to be awake. Like I have just felt so brain foggy, like walking. I felt like I was always sleepwalking, like just was so tired all the time. And I'm such a like go and do things person, so it was really hard. And so that was, I want to say 3 years ago when I started using Rutavala, and I basically have gone maybe 10 nights in those 3 years without putting it on. Um, and it's a game changer. So don't just do it on the weekends. Do it every night because it's so good. And if I don't do it, I notice. So Rutavala was my game changer. I hope that we can help you guys find your game changers.
Mhm. Yeah, and everybody's bodies are different. So it might take some trial and error too. Like Sophie was saying, it took her a little bit of time to figure it out. Um, and yeah, but it's so like I said, I didn't even realize I had sleep issues aside from the sleepwalking when I was stressed out. But like the first night I diffused during the night, I literally woke up the next day like, this is what sleep is supposed to be like. So yeah, so those are just a couple of the many testimonies I'm sure within this group we all have. Some more options for sleep. There's actually two sets. The Freedom Release set and the Freedom Sleep set. They're just in there. It's just like a little mini kit that you can buy. specific for sleep and release. So that one's more geared toward like stress and oh, Joyce is holding them up. Awesome. And yeah, so just like all of our oils, for all the reasons, you can use them aromatically by diffusing or just smelling them, rolling them on, using them topically, or taking them internally. We have the Vitality line that's approved for ingestion. Um, so yeah, I like to take the rollers. I love to take the Rudavalo roller with me when I'm traveling, just as like an easy, like I'm still gonna get a good night's sleep. Because a lot of times whenever we travel, we don't sleep as well. So those are some of the many options. If you guys like have any other questions or want more suggestions, just let us know. Sophie's gonna give us some more options.
Yes. So those were the oils. Like those are oils that a lot of us like to use. Honestly, like I have a whole shelf full of oils that I use for sleep. Like it's just something you find things that you like and like Lindsay said, you mix it up. So yeah, her favorite combination is that Stress Away Copaiba and lavender, but she likes to use like different oil combinations to make sure that her body is still like, reacting correctly to them and stuff. And so honestly, we could have had like 50 oils on there. Not kidding. Like you find the ones that you really like and you just explore and, try different things. But so other options that we have that are not essential oils, I'm going to start with one that Hannah literally just put in the chat thing. Epsom salt, so heavy. So what I do is I actually take my, and I don't know if you guys can see it, but I take my empty essential oil bottles and I like stick them in there because the salt like absorbs them. But even if you don't do that, get a scoop, put a few drops of oil in the scoop itself, and then put that into your bath. Because if you put oil straight up in your bath, that's fine. But because oil and water separate, the oils will sit on top of the water. And so you won't be able to fully like soak them in. But the salt absorbs the oil and then the salt dissolves into the water. So it really like spreads those oils around and that kind of thing. So I always have Epsom salts. I honestly take so some weeks I will take an Epsom salt bath every night, like just soak for about 30 minutes, relax, and it's kind of part of my like bedtime routine. Other weeks I'm a normal human being, like sometimes I'm too busy for that, but I really do try to like carve out that time because when I say that I get like the deepest sleep when I do it, oh my word, like I will borderline fall asleep in the bathtub. Like I'm so just like dreamy sleepy. And then I like crawl into bed and it's perfect because my room is cold and I'm nice and like warm. I'm very relaxed. My back can get really tight and stuff. So it's a great thing. So I highly recommend it, but also the Epsom salts help you detox. And so that can be really good for your stress levels, but it can also be really good for like gut health and that kind of thing. So, and we're going to talk about gut health in a minute. But so that's one. We're going to do the Ninja Bread in a minute, Hannah. So unwind. So Tosh, you can do your unwind shot. So unwind is one of our sleep supplements. It is kid friendly, but also adults can take it because adults do take it. And what it does not make you drowsy, but as we all know, there like the to-do list I need to send tomorrow, the laundry that I didn't get to tonight, and our brains can just kind of constantly like be cluttered with all of that. And sometimes you just need your brain to like quiet, just need to get kind of shut down a little bit. So that is what Unwind does. It goes in, it has a supplement in it called L-theanine, I believe. And that really helps your brain to just quiet down. And so when we are stressed with maybe an election, it's really nice to take that in the evening. I usually take it like 30 minutes to an hour before climbing into bed. So I really recommend that one. We have Sleep Essence, which is a melatonin supplement, also really good. My body does not react well to melatonin, but other people's bodies does. So if your body handles melatonin well, I highly recommend Sleep Essence. It's really great for that deep sleep. We also have CBD oil. Okay. CBD oil is good for the whole, stress and cortisol levels and all that kind of stuff, but it's also really good for aches and pains like in your body. So if you are that person that has like the restlessness and the like pains and stuff, that one's amazing. And then last but not least, Ninja Red. All right, if you have your Ninja Red, you can open your packet, you can take your shot, whatever you want to do. We're going to drink it up.
I'm going to Instagram this. Ready, guys? Oh, wait. Oh, gosh. Ready? Oh, it's not even
Womp
sharp
womp.
over here.
Okay, so why did I have us do that at night? Because sometimes Ninja Red gives us energy, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Ninja Red is really cool. So the wolf berry goes in, and it's really good for your immune system. But a lot of times, these antioxidant rich things, they know what your body needs. And so it feeds whatever your body is needing right then. And our bodies have a clock on them, as we all know. Like sometimes, do you ever feel like your body, even when you can wake up, it wakes up at like when you can sleep in, it wakes up at like 7 in the morning, and you're like, it's Saturday. Like, or you get hungry and you're not even paying attention to the clock and you look up and you're like, oh, it's almost 6 o'clock. Like, I didn't even realize it. Your body has a clock to it. And so sometimes when we are needing a little bit extra to maybe like quiet our brains or, support our like immune system so that we can have a good night's sleep, it'll do that for us. So Ninja Red's incredible. That's when I specifically take in the mornings, but you can really take it anytime during the day, but I take it every single day. There are some supplements that are good in like, moment needs, like maybe sleep essence, even like CBD oil, like whatever, but Ninja Red is one that I take every single day and I highly recommend doing that. If you are not taking Ninja Red already, you absolutely need to do it. Get it on your ER order, like get it now, get it every month. Thank me later. Lindsay's going to talk about, since I kind of alluded to it, she's going to talk about other ways to support your body while you sleep.
So I'm just going to kind of break it down between gut health, immune support, and emotions and your joints. So for gut health, our favorite probiotic ever, highest quality probiotic ever, is amazing. Life9, we talk about this all the time. It's literally life-changing. I don't know if that's why it's called Life9. It's not, because it's about the bacteria, but it's life-changing. I've heard so many people, personal friends, say like, this changed my life. But yeah, your gut health is so important. Your gut does what it needs to do while you sleep, so it's really important to get good sleep for that. But probiotics are all the good bacteria your gut needs. So definitely Life9 it up. It's so good for you. And then we also have the Mighty Pro for kids or husbands or anybody that wants to take the kid one. It's so good. And my husband loves this one. It's just a little pouch. It's like a pixie stick. You just down it and go. It's so good. This one's really good for travel because our Life9 probiotic is so good. It has to be refrigerated, so it's a little bit tricky with travel. So we like to take these when we travel because it's just easier. And yeah, so you need to take care of your gut with probiotics. And then also your Ningxia Red is a prebiotic too, so it feeds the good bacteria. So that's important. And then for your immune system, so supporting that, there's so many different oils you can use. There's so many different supplements. We have one called ImmuPro, which also has melatonin in it, so it's gonna help you sleep too. But it's also gonna support your immune system. And then immune system supporting oils. You can make like a roller for your feet. Using a bunch of different oils. Oregano is one that's huge. It does smell like pizza, so you're definitely going to have to put it on your feet and then cover them up. But it's so, so good for your immune system. So if he's going to put in this roller recipe, it's 5 drops purification, 5 drops thieves. Hello, everybody needs thieves in their life. It comes in the starter kit. And then 3 drops frankincense, 1 drop oregano. I actually add lemon to that too. And I do like 10 drops in my roller. So of all of those. So just start out low, go slow. But those are amazing oils to support your immune system. And yes, the recipe's in the chat. So if you want to save that, do it now so you don't forget. And roll those on before bed, before you go to work. I literally roll it on before I go to work every single day. And then and again, there's so many other immune supporting supplements and oils, but um, what's it called? Inner Defense. That's another one. It's like a pre-made oil supplement that you would take like as needed. It's not necessarily like a daily supplement. So good if you're like feel like a tickle in your throat and you're like, I might be catching something, pop that in, take it a couple of times per, the dosage. But that one is so good to have on. I literally have like 5 bottles of it right now. And then for your joints and emotions, CBD is so good for inflammation. And we have the CBD Calm Roller, which I forgot to grab, but we have the type that you can ingest if you want to, or just put on topically. The muscle rub, there's so many. Oh, we have the new beauty serum too. Oh my goodness. I've heard such good things about that. So CBD, it used to be a weird thing and now it's like the greatest thing ever. So um yeah, Sophie's holding up the Calm Roller. It's so good. There's different milligrams of it. So if you want like a less milligram, there's like a 300 and then there's a 600. So yeah, super good for you. And Sophie is going to talk to us about how to get better sleep.
Okay, so if you are wanting to get better sleep and you do not have sorry, Hannah, just made a face. If you do not have an account with Young Living, what that looks like is we have several different like how to get started, options. The main one that we talk about a lot is the essential oil starter kit. It comes with 12 oils, a diffuser, several different samples, including the Ninja Red. So if you did not get to try some, or if you have never tried any, you will get to try that. I highly recommend you refrigerate it. I don't really care either way, but for your first time, it's a little bit better to refrigerate it. So you can grab that. That's $165 for all of that. It's valued over $400. But what's really great about it is it gets you started with such a foundational like set of oils. And I mean, we're talking like immune support, we're talking about dietary, we're talking about sleep, we're talking about energy, we're talking about muscles, like everything that you are going to need, like those oils can help in some form or fashion. So that is your best starting point, okay? Beyond that, we also have a CBD kit. It comes with, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, it comes with the CBD oil, the Calm Roller, and the CBD Muscle Balm. And we have the two options depending on the strength that you're wanting, okay? I believe that one's $150. Sorry, I always forget to check these prices and it's like, I'm known for it. Okay, so then we also have a build your own kind of customizable thing. So if you heard of like, 5 or 6 different products that you were like, yeah, I definitely want to try those. I think that those are going to really help me out. And you just want to start there, you have that option. You don't have to get the premium starter kit with all the oils. You don't have to get the CBD oil kit. You can get the ones that you specifically are wanting to get. The basic starter kit, the custom start, it's $35 and that gives you that membership forever. And then you just add on whatever you want on top of that. Those are just really great. Like you can even get like the Freedom Release and Sleep set. You can get, the Feelings kit, like little thing, like smaller versions of them is how you can get started. And the whole like getting started part, the benefit of that is you get the wholesale discount for life. You get 24% off of the products forever. You have the option even to like dive into our monthly rewards program where depending on how much you spend, you get free product back. You get, depending on how long you've done it, you get a certain percentage back to use more on products. And it's like better than the Target rewards card. I mean, it's awesome. And so it's a really cool like company to get involved with because we are a one-stop shop. We've talked about that before, but as far as your sleep, we do have things that can help. That's what I love about this class is my journey to find help like with my sleep is so different than Lindsay's, and yet we both found it. Like we both were able to try different things, see what worked, see what didn't work, hear testimonies from other people. Like Hannah is only recently using Rutavala, and it's because I've preached about how great it is for so long. And she's like, why did I wait? It's so good. But I also have friends who have said, Rutavala didn't work for me, but the CBD oil did. Okay, great. Like I'm so glad that you were able to find something that did work. So I really hope that you guys heard that tonight, that there are so many options. You can get started. You can dive in. If you already have a membership, make sure you're getting these on the rewards, on Essential Rewards. Sorry, I don't know why I was struggling, in the Essential Rewards program, so that you can make sure you're getting the most bang for your buck with that. We do have a few resources that I wanted to share with you before we went into the question and answer time. We have something called the Essential Oils Pocket Reference Guide. We can see if we can hook you up with that. It's really great for like getting to the needs that you have. It kind of empowers you to be able to find answers, which is awesome. We also have a Facebook page that is purely educational. So we go in, we talk, there's a bunch of testimonies, there's a bunch of like FAQs, there's a bunch of like, here's this random oil that you might not have known about. Here's vetiver. Have you ever heard of vetiver? No. Okay, well, it's really good for your sleep, and here's how you can use it, and you know, all that kind of stuff. So a really great page. If you were invited by because you were invited by one of us, reach out to the person that invited you and we'll make sure that you can get into that page. It is specifically for members. So if you're not a member yet, become one, and then you get to be invited into that Facebook page. It's really great. And then last but not least, of the resources that you have, the absolute best resource that you have is us, because we're so great. No, just kidding. But because we really do care about you guys. We talked tonight passionately about sleep because we know what it's like to get terrible sleep. 3 nights, oh, not 3 nights, probably 5 nights ago, I got horrible sleep. Like, I am not perfect. I do not do this exactly how it's supposed to be, but I definitely care about us getting sleep because I know what a game changer getting quality sleep is like. And I also know about how like garbage you feel for a decade when you're getting horrible sleep. And then, sorry, one more thing. We actually do have an app now. Our team specifically has an app, and it's incredible. It has great resources. You can search it. You can find different recipes and DIYs and, you know, diffusers and, oh, this oil is really good for sleep. This supplement, try that, you know, that kind of thing. So really, really great. And it's in your pocket at all times. This is called the Essential Oil Pocket Reference Guide. And I always make a joke about how like it only fits in cargo pant pockets because it's huge. But this actually does fit in your pocket. So, you know, good to go. Once again, that is for members of our team only. So if you're not a member yet, become one. There's so many benefits to it. But that is it as far as the actual class information goes. I hope you guys enjoyed it. But I also want you to hit me with some questions, hit Lindsay and I with some questions, and we will try to help you out. Sorry, I'm looking at what my free 9-month ER goodie coming in this week. Nice, Tosh. Okay, thank you, Hannah, for the prices because I obviously forgot. But yeah, hit us up with any questions you might have or even testimonies of what might have worked for you. Hannah?
I have a question. I also have a testimony, but I wanted to lead with this question. Has anybody diffused oils at bedtime and it's given them weird dreams or like nightmares even? Okay, what oils were they?
Clary Sage.
Like I'm interested. Clary Sage? I've never diffused Clary Sage.
It smells good.
Did it give you weird dreams or nightmares?
Weird and vivid dreams. And I totally, Mom was sleeping in the same room as me one night and I was like, I'm gonna diffuse it. I didn't tell her. I was like, I'm gonna diffuse this and see if she tells me about weird dreams. And the next morning she was like, I had the weirdest dream.
Crazy.
That's funny.
So I can't diffuse cedarwood at night. Like, even though that's such a good oil, I can't diffuse it because I have nightmares when I diffuse that.
I was told that if you add orange to cedarwood, that will stop.
I can try that. Because I've done it with other things, like I've done it with like lavender or gentle baby or something, and it always, because I have to mix up what I use because I get so used to it. It's just like I commented in the chat, I have to change my alarm tone, you know, like once a month, because or else I get so used to it and then I'm sleep right through that. So, but cedarwood is not one that I can do. But maybe I'll try with orange then.
I actually have like 5 little bottles, you know, like the 5 milliliters, and I do the mixes, you know, like diffuser bombs, and then just have them, and then we can just grab whatever. We don't necessarily go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just like whatever we grab, and that way it's so much better to do it all at once than trying to go grab oils and have them there.
Yeah, for sure.
I have weird dreams when I diffuse thieves and lavender together, which I love them together. It's so weird, but
I love doing that combo at bed because I'm like, not only does it make me fall asleep, but then it's the immune support too while you're
Yeah.
sleeping.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah. Pretty much I can tell my husband will fill up the diffuser at night. And literally, I can tell if he doesn't do lavender, stress away, and copaiba. I like have woken up the next day and I was like, "You didn't put in the good oil."
Sophie, I can diffuse stress away at night. I don't think I've ever like really diffused that a whole lot. I only recently started liking the smell of stress away. Everybody falls over now. They're like, what the heck? But I'm just like weird about vanilla. And so like I didn't really like stress away for the longest time. So I didn't really diffuse it. But I've never had issues when I've diffused it at night. So
yeah, stress away is like Lindsay used to say, I wish I could bathe in it. And I was like, they have stress away bath bombs.
You can. I love it.
Mom, were you going to talk a minute ago?
Probably.
About something.
Well, I told the Clary Sage story and then you were about to say something. I don't know if you're going to add to that.
No, I could not remember what oil it was. I knew it started with a C. And so when you say Clary Sage, I was like, yeah. And if you hadn't told the story about us both smelling it that night, yeah, that was weird. That was, I mean, it was. And then I think we posted about it and several people were saying that's one that happens for them.
I wonder what the reasoning for it is.
Clary Sage is one that really works with your hormones really well. I mean, especially, and so I don't know, maybe it's something to do with that.
Maybe, but it's like, for me, it's vivid. And so it's not like scary or anything like that. It's just, it feels very real. And so it kind of takes me, you know, when you're like the next morning, you're like in the shower or you're like brushing your teeth and you kind of like wake up and you're going, oh, wait, what part of my dream and what was part of my like morning? You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of that weird, like not a defined line. That's how it felt. And so I was like, that's weird. And then Mom, the next day, like 20 minutes in, she was like, man, I just feel weird after those dreams. And I was like, I got it. Which I've told several of my friends and they have done it on their husbands and same thing.
I have a question I thought of
Yeah.
with the cedar wood that Hannah mentioned. So I know I'm allergic to one tree, really, really allergic to it. And I want to say it's cedar. So I would probably be allergic to cedar wood oil then.
Is cedar wood the same as cedar tree?
Or is it different?
Is it different? I think it's different. Peggy, I'm looking at you because I think that you should know.
Well, okay. The reason it says cedar wood is it's from the wood of the tree. It's not from the leaves. It's not from another part of the tree, like the bark. It's actually from the wood. So if you do have a problem with the wood from cedar, then yes, you would have problems with cedar wood. How do you know that you're allergic to it?
A blood test, like an allergy test.
So like, but my only thing with that, so I wouldn't necessarily rub it on you, but my only thing with that is if you've ever walked through the woods and like your throat starts to close up, then yeah, maybe like aromatically you are. But if you have walked through the woods and you've been kind of fine, or if like you've touched it or something, but I am not advising that you use it. I am just simply saying that our bodies are weird and it's not a guarantee that you will have a reaction. It's not a guarantee that you won't. So it might be one of those start low and go slow. And if you want to put it on your body, you use a carrier oil, like 10 parts to 1, you know, or if you diffuse it, it's in a really big room. So you can kind of see like how you react to it. Or if you don't want to use it, then don't use it.
Yeah.
Also, I have Lindsay Elmore's book, which I can like screenshot it, but she has a part, it's called 75 questions about essential oils. It's so in depth. And there's a question that's about, if I'm allergic to a certain plant, what does that mean about the essential oil? Am I allergic to the oil? And I'm not going to try to butcher it and explain it, but you can be allergic to the plant and not be allergic to the oil. But then you also can be allergic to both.
And sometimes too, so like lavender is one that a lot of people will say that they're allergic to, and really they're finding out, a lot of people are finding out that our bodies are allergic to the man-made like chemical fragrance lavender, but because our bodies, like it might take a little bit to detox to where you can be okay with lavender, even though what we're allergic to isn't real lavender, just because our bodies can get them mixed up. So, you know, there's different things that you can do to kind of get to that point. But just knowing my personality, I would just like start low, you know, do a couple of things, see how I react and build up from there. But you do you, like do whatever makes you feel comfortable and safe.
Cedarwood has a lot of uses and it's fairly inexpensive. So I would like
$11.50.
I know. I'd really like it. It'd be great if you could get that into your repertoire, but there are other options too, you know, so there's that. And I guess it depends on like when did you have the test and maybe you were reacting to other things and maybe your body has worked through that. But if it's a true reaction, like a true allergy, then obviously take precautions. If it's an intolerance or an insensitivity, like we have with foods, sometimes our bodies will have that and then it'll go away. So it's something to consider. I just find it odd because when would you have like been in contact with cedar? I mean, unless you have a cedar chest or something like that, most people don't like go rubbing on cedar.
Yeah, I have no idea. It was just like the one that stood out on my allergy test. It was like, whoa, you're really allergic to this one. I was
wow. Well, then, yeah.
I mean, I grew up in Michigan, so there's a lot of cedar up there, but I don't know.
I love that. I love Natasha's. I may have bought Snowy the Owl.
Yeah, so I have the, is it Feather the Owl? Is that what
Feather, you have Feather.
Well, I know what I have. I just want to make sure that that's what it was called. Feather the Owl. I have that in Haley's room, my foster daughter, and it like has the noise thing on the back, and she's like weird. She like doesn't like it, but I think it's amazing. Like it's so good. It has like weird bird noises that doesn't get me, but it has like a wind, you know, kind of thing. And but you can also hook up like music to it if you want to, you know, that kind of stuff. So I was kind of like thinking about getting the Snowy one, but I ended up not because I already have Feather. But yes,
before she had Haley, I spent the night one time and slept in that room and had like the rain one on. I slept so good. It was so nice.
Well, Beth Allen says, and I thought this was a great idea, that's the one she takes on a trip when she travels. Yeah. And that way, because you're in a strange place, you're always going to be more affected by the noise. I always wear earplugs anyway, but I can still hear, so that white noise would be really nice to have.
Well, and the Feather the Owl diffuser, and so therefore the Snowy the Owl, it was built like extra strength. And so they literally dropped it. They drop each one 30 times, like kind of high up, to make sure that they can like handle that, because they knew that they were going to be mainly in kids' rooms. So they didn't want them, you know, getting knocked over. So I've taken it on trips as well, because it can get squished, it can get thrown around, it can get stuff piled on top. It's going to be fine.
And it's a good size. I mean, it's a good size, but it's also a small size to pack. So,
yep.
And it's super cute.
Yep. Love the white noise point. I can't believe we didn't talk about white noise in the sleep environment.
Well, and the red light too.
Yes, we didn't talk about that either.
Yeah, red light's good the red light's actually good for a lot of things, but for healing, but it's also good for sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you go. She's got her red light on.
There we go. Boom.
Love it. All right. Any other thoughts or questions or testimonies?
So I've been hugging my bottle of Ningxia mainly because it's like right here, but also like one of the things I noticed the most, so I didn't start drinking Ningxia. I probably was with Young Living as a member for like almost 2 years before. And when I had my packets in my kit, I drank them hot and was like, this is like, what is this? So drink it cold, because I love Ningxia now. But one of the things though I noticed a lot when I started drinking Ningxia was not only the fact that I had like sustained energy throughout the day, but then when my head hit the pillow at the end of the day, I slept so good. So that's something like y'all were talking about, the gut health and all those things, like it's all connected. And Ningxia was a huge thing for me.
And you have to consider too, we all know that when something builds slowly, you know, as far as like our energy levels, it decreases slowly, and that's how it should be. So when we do things that spike, well, they spike up, and then, well, what goes up must come down. And so when we do things that are more gentle and natural and just better for our bodies, like it'll thank us, it'll treat us well. But I kind of wanted to close us out with what Hannah talked about in the beginning was the challenge. So some of us are in a challenge. We switch it up every month. It's 1 month was like a step challenge. So we wanted to collectively as a group to do so many steps. I think it was like a million something, it was crazy. And we like surpassed it like crazy. It was awesome. But like this month we're doing Planksgiving, and by we I mean some people, because I've done 0 of the days. But for the most part, like we usually stick with it. It's really great. I really enjoy it, and there's that accountability and that kind of fun. Like last month we did a water drinking one, and we had this app with these plants that you like watered depending on how much you drank during the day. And we saw how many plants people planted. And then next month we're actually going to do a challenge on seeing how many days that we can get 8 hours of sleep. And I think the format is going to be, we're going to give each individual a goal, times that by however many people are participating, and then kind of as a group try to see if we can hit that big number. So if you would like to join that, let us know, either drop it in the chat or message whoever it was that invited you. We'll get you in there. It's really fun. I mean, it's literally like, I don't know, every 5 days somebody comments on something, so it's not blowing up your phone or whatever, but it's nice. And December is a good month, guys, to really get good sleep. We have the holidays and it can kind of get crazy and stressful, and it's just nice to kind of take that self-care moment for yourself and know, okay, this month I'm going to have that consistent healthy sleep. So it's also a good month because we just told you really great things that you can order right now, and they'll be in time for you to utilize them for the month of December. So you're welcome. I hope you guys enjoy this class. If you have any further questions, reach out to whoever it was that invited you. We will absolutely help answer those. I hope you guys have a great evening, and I challenge you to get 8 hours of sleep tonight. And I'm glad that we all got to take our NutriRed together. Good evening, folks.
Bye.
Bye.